Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 of my 100% walkthrough for the first Berserker Khazan. Just before we get started, there was an update last night for Khazan, and I just wanted to go through it with you guys just to make sure there isn't anything that will affect our walkthrough or how the game has gone so far. It looks like Steam, PlayStation and Xbox had the same update. Some error fixes. Fixed an issue where the game would freeze on the loading screen when entering Stormpass trials if the character had died and exited the trials before June 27th patch was applied. That didn't happen to us. PlayStation 5, we're not on PlayStation 5, but there was a crash at certain situations due to excessive memory. Okay. An issue where the frame rate limit option does not function properly on certain monitors. Okay, we didn't notice PS5 and PS5 Pro devices. Okay, so nothing there that will affect us. Oh, and there's a second one. What is this? All three platforms, and this was on the 26th. Oh, so this is the one from yesterday. They must have done another patch this morning then. Ooh, okay. A thank you gift for everyone who's been playing. Oh, the female DLC. Okay, so we get the Pathfinder package with some armor sets, some hairstyles. When will we be able to use this? Change appearance. So after we get the blacksmith and his hammer. Okay, we'll check that out when we get the blacksmith. Ultimate challenge. Okay, we haven't actually played the ultimate challenge. I don't know if I will, but it looks like they've made some changes to the armor sets. Changing the. Actually, it looks like they are increasing certain effects. Okay. Consumables, defeating monsters has now better drop rates. I think this is still part of. Yeah, I think this is part of the ultimate challenge. Just some additional drops. Increasing exhausted state. I don't think this will affect. So Yatuga, Blade Phantom and Viper we fought, but I think no, I think this section is everything to do with ultimate challenge, sorry. And these are as we play the game. Okay, so we'll see. We should see a 70% increase in transmutation shards, 100% increase in spirit orbs, inner essence and transmutation orbs, mist. Okay, for boss battles this might affect you guys if you're playing from the beginning, but it's a good change. You'll notice that when you deplete the enemy, Yatuga, Blade Phantom or Viper, when you deplete their stamina completely and they go into that exhausted state with the timer, they've just increased it by 3 to 2 seconds each. 2 to 3 seconds each. Challenge difficulty. Okay. Still makes me think. Yeah, no, sorry, my mistake. I think all of this is part of the ultimate challenge. So it will only affect only affect you if you're playing the ultimate challenge, I think. Because here we've got square bracket with system changes in it. I think this means it's different sections. Augment gear when augmenting. Oh, okay. So at the moment we haven't done any augmenting, but pre-patch, if we had a rare item and if we had a level 10 rare item and a level 15 uncommon item, the rare item would only go up by 1 level. If we used a rare item level 15 on a rare item level 10, the level 10 item would go up 2 levels. However, I think now it is regardless of what the target grade is. So regardless of whether I'm upgrading uncommon, well, regardless of whether I'm using rare. Do you know what? We'll see when we when we get to upgrading. I think this is a better fix. The level increase now depends on the grade of the material gear. The grade of the target gear no longer affects the increase. So if I were to use a rare item to upgrade a unique item, I'd still get 2 levels, whereas previously it was just 1. We'll see how that goes when we pick it up. Okay, so the Chaos set had a bit of renaming. Completing trials in Stormpass now displays guides for each weapons. I thought it already did that. I thought it already did that. Dungeon shop. Okay, so you can buy more than 1 helmet from him, as long as you have the money to purchase it. Can you hold more than 1 at the same time? I wonder. Of the same type? Or do you have to discard it, dismantle it, or extract the lacrima before you can buy a second one? We'll find out. Spirit of Advocacy. We don't use them. We don't care. Actually, you guys might be using them. Summoning. No longer require. Okay. Okay, so every time you defeated a revenant, one of the red summons, you get a lacrima of circulation. Well, several per kill, and we used to have to use 1 of those lacrima of circulation to summon a Spirit of Advocacy. Looks like we don't have to anymore. They're going to change some wordings. Okay, I assume that's part of the elevator just before Viper, when Blade Phantom tells us about summoning someone if we have something available to give them. I assume we're still using the lacrima of circulation for upgrading them with Defrona. We'll find out. Bug fixes. Wow, there's a lot of bug fixes. Players can sometimes become stuck on certain terrain in Visor Gate. Never noticed, but thanks for the fix. Fixed an issue where Revenant of Adversity could not pass through a door at a certain location during the mission in Great Temple. Okay. It doesn't look like anything's going to affect us. These are just fixes. Well, these are issues I've never actually come across. I haven't actually come across any of these issues during my gameplay. So, improved audio effects. Improved the audio effects played abnormally when encountering the boss in the Scoffer Cave. Again, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Added a broken wall and floor to Defrona's chamber. Okay. Improvements made to monsters becoming abnormally distorted when hit by dual will skill wind piercer mark. Okay. Greatsword mortal blow. Cloud effect on the loading screen. Okay. Improvements made to the camera to stop rotating automatically when using a skill. I've never noticed that. Okay, well, looks like nothing major. All good by the looks of it. Let's go ahead and get started. We have a relatively, well, it's not really a long mission as such. Yep, there we go. So in this mission we will be heading to Phraugh village for a mission called the First Act of Revenge. Before we get started, go ahead and do a skill and weapon check. We've got 1 skill point to use. Javelin sorted. Reflection, I've got that. I'm not using the attribute damage and status effect accumulation at the moment. Do you know what? We'll go with that. That'll be helpful for now. I do like the passives. We are still using the Soul Eater set. We will be picking up a new set today. The Fallen Guardian set from the boss of this mission. So go ahead to Phraugh village and to the mountain slopes. In this mission we have 3 Soulstones, 2 Collectibles, 2 Codex entries. Oh, actually, do you know what? I do need to check. I've put here 4 crafting items, but I think it's only going to be 3 because Hunter Scroll. Let's just have a look. The Elite Double-Edged Butcher. Okay, so in the last episode, while we fought the Elite Masterless Guardian, the one who inflicts frost on us, I had noted that we get the crafting item, the crafting recipe, Hunter Scroll. Now, during the walkthrough video, I did receive it. However, in my which is the one you see on the screen now. However, in my walkthrough prep, the Masterless Guardian did not drop the Hunter Scroll. Instead, it dropped it with an elite we're going to find on this mission, a Double-Edged Butcher. Had dropped it. Now I'm going to remove that from here because I'd already received it in the previous episode. However, if you did not, then there is a possibility that this elite, the Double-Edged Butcher, will drop it for you instead. It looks like it's not specific to any one elite. It looks like you can get it from any elite. Possibly, but we'll see what happens when you guys play it. So it was 3 crafting items and 1 trophy. Go ahead and activate the Nexus. Then let's go have a chat with Duimuk. I forget his name.
Good to know you. No, that's no.
Exhaust all his dialogue.
The dragon king.
And then head out. Now, this is progression path, straight ahead. That's progression. We're just going to turn right for a moment and go through this cave. Take out the 3 dogs or wolves. Let me just reduce the volume. Grab the item. And before you go too far forward, there are 2 wolves, and you'll notice that it looks like an item, but that's a Crypt Devourer. This is also a Codex entry for killing it before it comes out. So go ahead and take him out, and then take out the wolves. And the Codex entry will give us the Earth Resistance Parchment, something we want. I've also found out that if you don't get it from the Codex, the Earth Resistance Parchment can be found in the world as well, a little later. But that's the thing. You can either pick it up early by doing the Codex entries, or pick it up later when you're fighting elites. When you get out here, there's a bear. If you didn't get the bear Codex entry from before, you can do it here. Use one of the Assassin Shadow, and you can go up behind him and hit him. Obviously, I don't really care because I've already got it, so I'm just going to fight him normally. Out of stamina. He'll drop a Ring of Sealed Fire. Now we did pick one up from the Codex before, but this one will be a higher level. So we're going to put a lock on this one. Oh, I thought oh wait, hold on. Or did I get rid of it? Let me just find out. Yeah, so from the Renowned Warrior Shadow, we did pick up a Ring of Sealed Fire. It looks like I dismantled it because this one would be a high level. If you've still got it, you'll find that this is a higher level than the one you picked up before. Go ahead and put a lock on this one, and you can discard the other one. We didn't pick up any decent items in there. Okay. Then head back down this way and we'll take the progression path. We'll see a little cutscene of the village we're heading towards, and a boar will appear. If you didn't get the boar codex entry before, you can do it this time instead. This boar is quite far away and you can see him approaching right over there. Just going to get rid of him. Grab the item, turn right and onto this broken tree for a spirit ore. Then we're just going to traverse down the mountain.
You are agitated because of this power.
Now don't go too far forward. This is another Crypt Devourer. Get rid of that one. They usually drop transmutation shards, so go ahead and pick them up. Shards and mist, I think they do sometimes drop. We've got two parts to take. We will be going up that way in a second, but since we're here, we're going to get rid of this guy. It seem a bit dark, so I'm just going to pop this on. It doesn't give us anything, but at least a little bit of light. We are going to be coming back into this chamber in a moment. We're going to take that ladder up to our first Soulstone, but first we've got two more enemies and a chest up this way. Go ahead and check out the sleeper. Then we're going to charge the one awake. Go around it first so you don't get stuck in its poison spit. Done. We'll pick up the Pilgrim set here. Depending on its stats, I may not use it, but it is a pretty good set. So the Pilgrim set with all three pieces. With two pieces, you get 15% damage increase for your potent blows, and with the three-piece set, you get damage increase for 15 seconds, up to 10%, and you can stack that twice after doing a brink dodge. It's a sword, it's a weapon and a ring and a necklace. That one gives attack damage plus 8 and dodge stamina. See, I would get it because Phantom Judgment I would only use during a boss, and I can always put the weapon back at the boss fight. Or I could just put the necklace and the ring on. However, I'm getting 3.2% stamina recovery with that necklace and 5.8% with the ring, and to be honest, at the moment stamina is still not perfect, so I do run out of it quickly. That's why I'm just going to keep what I've got. You guys can go ahead and swap over if you like. Head down this way. This is just a second way of getting to this chamber. This is where we fought the first awake Devourer. Get onto the ladder, head up to the top, and we'll find our first Soulstone. And a camp by the looks of it. Don't know who was sleeping up here. And then just head back down. This is where we took out the Crypt Devourer, and in there is the cave we went into. Dealt with the three and climbed up the ladder. Instead of going that way, head down this way. And we are at the fishing village. Now when you get down here, we're going to have a little cutscene. You can see the archer over there. Even if you kill him now, I will actually, you know what, if I kill him now, does he come back after the cutscene? Let's find out.
Over here.
Yes, he does. So, get rid of him. And then this guy. Do you know what? I don't know what is this guy called? Okay, so he's the Berserk tracker. And these are the Talon. Okay, Talon and Tracker. I keep getting confused between the two of these. Mind the hole. That's not somewhere you want to fall. And then grab the next Nexus. Phraugh Village Dock. Upgrade if you have the points to do so. We're continuing with Endurance. And then head out this way. There's nothing up top yet. We will use that for a shortcut soon. Just wait at the edge here for a moment. He'll come back round and we can brutalize him. Grab the essence, and here we've got 3 enemies. Take out the archer, and his friend should come to us. We can reflect him. Let's see if I can time this right. There we go. You can reflect his little Beyblade attack if you time it right. And we've got one more swordsman over here. Let's send him off for a swim. If you look over there, you can see that guy just casually taking out the civvies. We'll make him pay for that in a second. Around the corner, there's going to be another one killing a civvy. Just rush him and hit him off the bridge. Send him for a swim. And we're going to sneak up on this guy. Pick up the items. Now this guy is called a Lunatic Destroyer. He is a Codex entry. We need to blink guard him 30 times before we kill him. There is another place a little later in the level which is better suited. So for now, pop on an Assassin Shadow and go right up behind him. Wait for him to get to the end and stop. Brutal attack and just keep hitting him and he will fall off the end. That's an easy kill for that guy. So with him down, grab the Lacrima, then head up the stairs. Oh, did that guy drop something? No, this item here might always be there, so make sure you pick it up. Head up the stairs, then we're going to open this gate on the left. This is where we're going to see our first Watcher. What are they called? They are called Berserk Dragon's Sentinel. They always carry a torch, a flaming torch. When I open the gate, you'll notice that he roars and 2 other dragonkin will come running behind it. And as you know, we don't like fighting groups. So there's 2 and there's a 3rd one. We don't like fighting groups. So we're going to head up this way and activate the shortcut. Leave them watching. Luckily we've got on here quick enough, because otherwise you can't activate ladders and things, elevators and such if an enemy is too close. Reset the zone, then head up to that platform and take the shortcut back. And now the Watcher isn't going to notice us, and we can take the Watcher out, and the second guy is going to come at us on his own, and then we can take out the Geologist as he plays with his rocks. So take him out. That'll bring the other guy on his own. Just wait here for him. Before you continue on, to the left side is our second Soulstone. Oop. Make sure you grab that and then head up. And here's our geologist friend, checking out the rocks. Take him out and grab the spirit ore from the top. Now here we're going to get a little example of javelin and the terrain. As far as I'm aware, I have only come across 2 places in the game where we can use the javelin to use terrain to kill enemies. There is another terrain item later with a boulder and an elite, which we will use. Other than that, I've not really come across many. If you have, let me know in the comments. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this on them and kill these 2 swordsmen. This guy is going to come towards us. Let him come to you, because just over here we have a medical examiner doing an autopsy on a body. So we don't want to get him involved until we're ready. So drop that. Let this guy come to us. Oh, I missed that one. And then we're going to sneakily kill the examiner. Grab the items, and then we will grab that purple item in a moment. Head into the building, and then up the ladder. We've got another Talon up here, so I'm just going to rush him. Drop down, and here's the purple item. Where is the Watcher? The Watcher is on his way back. Fine. So we're just going to wait here for a second for the Watcher to head back the other way. Then we're going to sneak kill this dude. And we're going to count to 3 and then take out, come on, take out this dude. Then we're just going to hide again. Wait for the Watcher to come back around. Oh, you noticed us? Whoops. Okay, if I waited just a moment longer, he wouldn't have roared. But it looks like this guy didn't actually notice at all, which is helpful. So grab the items and then take out this guy. If the Watcher catches you beforehand, all 4 of them will start attacking you. So that's why I went through and took them out one at a time. I really don't like fighting groups. The Dual Blade doesn't have very good AoE, well, much AoE. Here we're going to take out the Talon first. Then hop back and take out the Archer. Then we're going to wait for the Watcher to come back around, and we're going to take him out. Okay, with him down, we'll grab the items. Now, we've got enemies in that building and enemies in that building. They're not going to notice, but when we sneak up on this guy, the guy to the left is going to wake up, but we've got enough time to get up and kill this guy before he does anything. So we're just going to focus on this guy. Take him out. Grab any of the items they dropped. And then same again over here. We're just going to sneak up behind the guy on the left. Take him out. And then his friend before he can do anything. Now, you've got the necklace of sealed fire here. Go ahead and put a lock on that one. Let's just see if we picked up anything decent. Nothing worthwhile. And continue on. We have a Masterless Guardian here. If you didn't do the Codex entry for countering his attack 3 times before killing him, you can do that here. Just going to grab the Lacrima before he gets to us.
The beacon's been lit. Where's Pavel?
Yo, I'm over here.
Die if he doesn't come.
Oh, I missed that completely and took a massive hit. You can reflect him. And that's him down. Head up the ladder. We then have a item to pick up and 4 wolves to take out. The item is directly on the right. There's nothing in here, it was just that item up there. And then head this way for our 3rd Nexus point, straight ahead. Now this is also the boss Nexus, but we'll turn that into the boss Nexus by taking down those burning carriages. Go ahead and upgrade the character. And then head back out and turn right. Drop down and then stop at the edge of this one. We're going to brutalize this guy when he comes back. Only because I like the way it looks. You can by all means just rush him and take him out. Now when we get to the roof on the end there, there's going to be an archer right in front of us and a swordsman walking down and a guy banging on the door. Wait by the guy banging on the door. Take this guy out. And then wait here, the guy who's banging on the door, wait above him and lock onto this guy. When he's in line with the guy on the door, we're going to brutal him. That will exhaust this guy, take him out, and then their friend is just sitting there waiting for us to take him out. What you could have done is from the roof also, this is the second terrain thing I mentioned. You can hit that and take out the guy sitting on the ground and the guy who was walking from there. However, it is a bit difficult getting the drop on the guy knocking on the door, so that's why I do it this way. I wait for the guy walking to come up to here and then I do a brutal attack on him. That puts him in exhausted state and we can just brutal attack him at the same time. Get into the building, grab the item in the left corner, take out dog number 1 and then dog number 2. Before going up the ladder, take out the voyeur, just peeping on us from up there. There's also a grenadier up here, so be careful when you're approaching him, don't get hit by his grenade. Take him out. I don't know what that little flash was. Grab the chest and then head back this way and look down and you'll see this guy. Go ahead and take him out. We will be coming back here. There's a Jarling that we're going to pick up from here much later in the game. Well, actually probably after the next episode, or during the next episode. In the building where the archer was, you've got the collectible evacuation order. Grab that and then head back into the building. Now here we have a dog and an elite double-edged butcher. Now this is the double-edged butcher who dropped the hunter scroll in my walkthrough prep. but I've already got the Hunter Scroll from the Masterless Guardian in the Forgotten Temple, so he won't drop that this time around. Also, you can see his weapon is enchanted with lightning. Lightning is not a very nice status element. It makes your stamina bar completely useless. It doesn't charge as quick, and your actions take longer to take more stamina to perform. You can fight him if you like, or just run straight in, get his attention, run up this way, and press against here, and that will take care of the elite for us. I think the dog is still alive. Or did the dog come up and die as well? The dog died. Take the items he picks up, and here's our final Soulstone, the third one. And in the back here we have another crafting recipe for the Ashen Wolf. Grab that and then head up where the rock came down. There's a bad guy on the right. Let's take him out. And then grab the Lacrima.
You filthy monsters!
Now you can probably see them already moving. That is a trap. There is an archer over there, and I'm hoping I can reach it. No, that missed. Where are you? There's the archer. Get rid of him. He's the annoyance. And these guys we can just take out. Oop, oop. Easy. Oh my god, what's going on? I can't move. I do like the whirlwind. Just gonna heal up real quick. Grab all the items that they drop and that are on the floor, and then head up this way. I'm just gonna wait for this guy. We're gonna plunge him right here. That'll take out those two dogs, and then there'll be two more from the building. Oh, that guy. Oh, I forgot. He was probably exhausted and waiting for me to finish him off. That's fine. That worked out well. Jump in here, grab the collectible Folklorist log, and then head up this way. And here we've got the second Lunatic destroyer. This is the guy we're going to get the Codex entry with, but for now just run right past him. He's not going to follow you, so go right to the end. Grab the item and kick down this trolley. That will take out the flaming carriages, and we're back to Nexus number 3. There we go. Now, we are going to get the Codex entry. For this guy, the Codex entry is to perform 30 Brink guards, successful Brink guards, before we defeat him. And that will get us the Forgotten Warrior Scroll. So we're going to go and attempt this now. You can hit him in between. Try not to kill him until you've got all 30. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Still 3. 4. 5. Avoid his grab. He does attack quite quickly. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 16. Still 16. Oh, damn it. 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. No, damn it. 27, 28, 29, 30, and 5 more just in case I miscounted somewhere. 1, 2, 3. That'll do. Oh, good. Okay. I was thinking for a second, shit, did I just mess that up? Okay, so we got that there. So that was 30 Brink Guards, and we've got the Forgotten Warrior Scroll. Go ahead and upgrade your character. Save if you used up too many healing potions. Next up, we've got the boss. His name is Volbaino, and he uses fire. So just scroll my notes. Okay, so he uses fire. You can avoid accumulating fire by avoiding his nail. So he's got a hammer and a nail. If you get hit by the hammer, you can block it, you can Brink Guard it, not a problem. The nail doesn't start off a flame. It starts off as a normal cold nail. While it's not on fire, you can guard against the nail. When he smashes his hammer against the nail heats up. At that point, if you try to Brink Guard or guard the nail, you will accumulate flame, burning damage, and you will also take health damage at the same time. If you proc burning, so your gauge hits max, you will start taking damage over time for fire. So I would recommend not letting that happen. You can help yourself by putting on some fire cleanse potions. As I said before, you don't have to proc it completely. If you're near the end of your if it's like 1 or 2 hits before until you take flame damage, you can use the cleanse potion and it will remove all accumulated flame on yourself. He is also weak to water, so you can use the water enhancer. However, I prefer not to use water enhancers. There's only very specific times I would. The reason being, when it procs on the enemy, it slows them down, and that usually messes up my timing for various things like Brink Guarding and reflections. So I tend not to use water enhancers, but if you do, you'll do more damage to him. I will be farming this guy, so in one of the fights I'll use a water enhancer so you can see it. He will drop the material Guardian's Hooves. We need 6 of them to craft his gear, but for now we're going to collect 6 Guardian's Hooves. We're going to fight him more than 6 times anyway, but we want to pick up every piece of his gear. Additionally, he also drops the Butcher gear, and I would suggest you'll probably end up getting all the Butcher pieces before you do get the Fallen Guardians set, but lock them down when they do appear. In terms of his attacks, they're quite wide. Some of them do come out quite quickly, but you can see them coming. You can reflect almost all of his attacks, with the exception of one where he lifts the nail above his head and slams it into the ground. That will wedge it into the ground, and then he hits the hammer, which has an AoE damage. You cannot reflect any of those attacks. You can Brink Guard them, but you will take substantial stamina damage. Recommended to Brink Dodge through those. He has 2 burst attacks. One of them he will lead with a spinning hammer nail hit, then he will alternate between nail hammer, or he might go hammer nail, hammer. On the last hammer attack he will wind up for the burst attack. For that one, you want to counter the hammer, not the nail. You want to counter the hammer for that one. There is another burst attack where he will take a few steps back and then stamp his right foot and then run at you. With that one, you want to counter the nail. He's going to attack you with the nail, so you counter the nail on that one. Other than that, just fight him a couple of times, get used to his attack patterns, and you should be fine. This guy isn't too bad. If you do find that you are taking flame damage and you're accumulating flame, and you have the necklace of fire and the necklace of the ring of fire on, and it's still not helping much, you can go back to the crevice and pick up the executioner set. The executioner set will give you an additional 350 resistance against fire, and you've also got access to the fire resistance elixir. The combination of the rings, the armor, and the elixir should put you up to 750 resistance against fire, which would mean you'd probably not take any fire damage at all, or take any accumulation at all from that. So if you're struggling with the fire, go ahead and do that. If not, leave the executioner set where it is. There is a harder, more difficult fire boss coming up in 2 or 3 episodes. So with all that said, let's go ahead and deal with him. We actually picked up a couple of butcher's items. This one's better. I'll put a lock on that one. They're not it. That's butcher's gauntlet, level 43. Much better than the one I picked up before. We'll hold on to that one. And they're nothing useful. Let's check. I'm just going to clear these pips so they're not appearing. Okay, so let's go ahead. There was a short cutscene. It's a pretty good cutscene. Khazan does a nice little shoulder barge. If you do get reflex in, they will cause a lot of stamina damage to the enemy and give you access to a few free hits. Here comes the nail slam. Make sure you avoid this one. And I forgot. Dodge that and you can get a couple of hits in. As I said, you can pretty much reflect all of his attacks with the exception of a couple. Use Phantom Judgment to your advantage. Now he's going to run away and come on top of the barricade. Get a couple of free shots in and then just wait for him down here. You can reflect this attack when he's right above you. Oh, and I missed. Here comes one of his first attacks. I'm dodging through the nail attack and Wing Guarding the hammer. If you reflect the nail, you won't take any flame damage, so that's a bonus there as well. This is his other burst attack. This one we are countering the nail. Oh, and I missed it last second by a moment. If you can't reflect that attack, he's going to lick his nail and then hit it on the ground. We need to run away at that point. That's the nail lick. Get onto the ladder and climb up. This will make the entire ground scorched, so you don't want to be down there when that happens. Stand back for a moment, let him start climbing up, then approach him. Otherwise he'll heat up his nail before he comes up, and we want that to happen here because we can reflect that one as well. I'm not entirely sure how he got away from that one, because I used Phantom Judgment on him, so I'm not sure how that happened. When he does that, run away. Don't go near him. That will just cause you issues. It's better to just stand back, let him finish, and then he'll come at you. That's him then. We will fight him a few more times. Next fight I won't use any reflex. I'll just use Brink Guard. So you can see how the Brink Guards work with this guy. You get a little cutscene with Elamein, then chat with her. Go through all of her dialogue, and then head back to the crevice. When we get back here, we want to have a chat with him anyway. He probably won't say anything new. He won't. We want to head back to the living realm. She won't have anything more to say, but Elamein will stick around here for now. She will see us in the field now and again, but usually she'll be here.
Thank you.
Have a chat with Duimuk, and it will unlock the side mission. Jar Enthusiasts.
General.
We will be taking care of those side missions next episode. For now, go ahead and purchase the Transmutation Shards and Transmutation Mist. You can purchase some other stuff if you like, but try and make sure you've got at least 50,000 gold available. We need to purchase a lantern in the side mission that we're going to do next episode, so make sure you've got that available. If you have 150,000, that's even better, because then we can buy the second lantern as soon as we get back to the crevice.
A creature that resembles a deer.
Hold on, before we talk to her, let's just check. Okay, put a lock on the weapon. This is it is a six-piece set, and weapon and 5 pieces of the armor. However, I may end up just using the armor pieces. Ruthless is a great attack, and with the 6-piece set you get an increased damage, but I don't have Ruthless yet. I probably won't have it for a little while, so I will probably only use the 5 armor pieces, and then put a weapon and rings associated. We can get the Pilgrim set or anything else that we want to use, or whatever weapon is most powerful at the time. Fallen Guardian's pants, we'll put a lock on that one, and we didn't pick up any other butcher's gear, and that's trash. Make sure anything that you want to keep you've got a lock on, and then extract Lacrima. Then head to the Nexus. We will upgrade the character and check our memories. And for Phraugh Village, first act of revenge should stay complete. That'll mean we've picked up everything and spoken to everyone important. Go ahead and upgrade with any points you have available. Then head back to the Netherrealm crevice. Chat with Phraugh, unleashing Soulstones. Again, I'm going with health recovery. I will be for the rest of the game until we've maxed out. Let's go and farm this guy. In my walkthrough prep, it took 19 battles to get it. I really hope it doesn't take that long here. Scoffer Cave is the next progression mission. Under Phraugh Village, we've got Jar Enthusiast and Night of Tragedy. We will be doing those next episode. For now, we're just going to do the farming. What time is it? We are at 55 minutes. As with the Blade, not Blade Phantom, Keshta, I'll farm as long as I can. If it hits the 2-hour mark, I will put an end to the video, but at least by then you'll see several different versions or several different opportunities to view the fight as we go through. I won't win all of them. There is the odd chance that something might go wrong in between a fight and I'll just die, but I'll try my best. Here I'm going to put on the water enhancer, just so you can see the additional damage that the water does. I won't use any reflections in this one, with the exception of the one where he jumps from the top and lands on us. I do want to show you where he has to be in order for the reflection to work. I got it a little too early last time, and I missed it, so that's the only reflect I'll try. Hammer slam, make sure you dodge through it. Again, with his hammer on fire, make sure you dodge through his nail on fire. Make sure you dodge through his nail. Use the wind piercer where you can, because the wind piercer will accumulate more frost on him. Oop, I missed that. Oh my god, see, he's slow. So this is what I meant. When he's slowed down, my timing goes out the window. But you can see the using ice does do a lot of extra damage to him. I did that too soon. I should have waited. I may have just wasted that water enhancer. So here I'm going to try and reflect him again. Oh, he didn't come anywhere near me. What was that? Oh my god, what's going on? You can see the little number in blue, that's the additional water damage he's taking. Again, when he licks his nail, climb up. I'll show you what happens if you stay too close. If you stand near the edge where he can see you, he usually, oh, he's just coming. Usually he will warm up his nail. Those again, avoid them, run away. You can hit him in between and you can brink dodge through the flame, but then you'd still take some flame damage because, you know, the whole ground is scorched. Oh. Should end up running back at us. Here comes his first attack. And that's him down again. But you can see the water enhance does help. Put a lock on the pauldrons, we'll keep that, and a lock on the shoes. That's trash, we'll get rid of it. The water enhance slows him down quite a bit, so if you wanted to do the reflect, you could slow him down with the water enhancer and give yourself a bit more time to reflect his attacks, if you like. Let's go ahead and keep farming this guy. I'm hoping it only takes 10-15 minutes. I really don't want to spend too much time farming. We could, if we want, just pick up the 6 Guardian Hooves and then craft the item, because the set drops not too long from now. However, you won't get the blacksmith until after Scoffer Cave, and that place is full of spiders and they don't like fire, so it'll just be helpful if we can get it before then. And that's right, we did pick up another skill point, I think, so I should take a look at that. There we go, that was much better. Again, Brink dodging through the nail attacks, Brink guarding the hammer. There you go, if you miss that, he will immediately go and lick his nail. But if you can reflect that attack, then you can get some additional damage on him before he does that. You might even be able to kill him before he scorches the entire first floor. Oh, I missed both of those. Oh, that still reached me. Oh shit. This is a bad place. Oh,
Elamein, he gave
And what-
the pot. It will.
Here.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we hit level 18. Rather, I've hit level 18 for skill points. That has unlocked Phantom Sword Dance. I am going to put this on. Now, what this will do is, while you've got Phantom Sword Dance active, whenever you do when you're doing the whirlwind and you rise into the air and you come down, phantoms of yourself will come out and attack the enemy as well. Same thing can happen with Howling Blade when you go through the attack, but it's only when you use the potent side of the combos that they will appear. So not when you're doing the swift attack, but when you hit the potent attack to initiate whirlwind or the Howling Blade. It is pretty good, especially when you're trying to affect the enemy with a status element. The phantoms do help. The best one, however, for getting status elements on the enemy is Wind Piercer. It's actually designed for that particular purpose. You can see level 2 slightly increased attribute damage and status effect accumulation. That's the whole point of it. When we upgrade it down here, it will persist longer, and I think one of them is persist longer, and we will get all three. They're very good skills to have. A couple more that became available here. Whirlwind Chain. This allows you to get one additional hit at the end of the whirlwind. However, I find it causes a bit of a pause. I like to get one whirlwind out, then go straight into another set of swift attacks, and then get a second whirlwind out. It uses slightly less stamina, and it lets me get more damage in, so that's why I don't pick Whirlwind Chain. Howling Blade Resolve. This one's actually quite good. It does a finishing blow at the end, but again it causes a slight delay, a slight pause, which may prevent you from continuing with getting some additional damage in. This just depends if you want the additional hit at the end. You'll notice I haven't picked up Blazing Assault, which adds an additional attack. I don't use because I'm using Phantom Sword Dance. I want to use the fewest number of swift attacks before I engage the whirlwind, which is why I'm never going to use it. I'm never going to get as far as to use all the hits of swift attack, which is why I don't use it there. I do like Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer is a very nice move. This one here, it adds a jumping attack at the end, which looks really awesome. I will get that at the end. Gale is pretty good as well, but I find it difficult to use. Sometimes, completely by accident, I get a decent shot where I inflict the maximum amount of damage, but I find it difficult to initiate. I don't really know how it initiates, but it does cause something called injured status on the enemy. But let me just see if they've updated it. In the encyclopedia you can see all the status effects, and in here I can't find injured status, so I don't really know what injured does to the enemy. So I'm not really sure what to think about it. It might cause additional damage. I can't tell you. I don't know. Deafness got unlocked. Gust Strength. Gust does look like a good attack, and this particular skill point here, it will nullify incoming attacks. So as the enemy attacks, a bit like Brink Guarding, as the enemy attacks, you counter it with your Gust, and it nullifies the enemy's attack and damages them at the same time. Great. But I've never used it. Instead of Gust, I tend to use Flash Cutter, although its nullifier doesn't appear until level 26. Flash Cutter allows you to cover a greater distance between yourself and the enemy, and close it, and you can start attacking. I just love Flash Cutter. Flash Cutter is great. There are a few other things. We will pick up one particular skill a little later called Zephyr, especially when we fight one particularly tanky boss with a shield. This allows you to use a skill point and get behind the enemy, circumventing their shield. So this might come in handy. I haven't used it yet. I haven't got there in the walkthrough prep, but I will test it there and see how well it works. In the commentary, nothing new has unlocked, so we're just going to leave it for now. So, sorry about that. I did take a bit of a segue into explaining some things you probably already know, but just felt it might be nice if I did. I'm just going to put a lock on the armor. So I'm just waiting for the helmet and the wrist weapons, and for the I'm not actually farming for the butcher's gear. We will pick up butcher's items later as we progress through the game, pretty soon actually. So I'm not too concerned about the butcher set. I just want to get the helmet and the wrist guards for Fallen Guardian. It's taking a lot of points to upgrade now. 16,000. I'm literally like 11 points out. Actually, it was in the walkthrough prep, it was the boots that were not dropping. Did the boots drop already? The boots did drop. It was the boots that weren't dropping in the walkthrough prep. I kind of thought to myself if the drop rates were like non-existent for it at some point. But it took like 19 fights to pick it up. I'm hoping it doesn't take that long here. Whenever I do get a successful reflect on, just keep an eye on the enemy's stamina bar. You'll see just how much additional stamina damage it causes. That was near enough quarter of his stamina, I think. He's going to try and run, so we're just going to get a few additional shots in there. Oh god, I missed it. You can actually reflect his initial hammer strike here and completely shut down that entire combo, but it also means you don't get to counter his burst attack. For some reason I keep missing that first one. had thought just then, what if I missed that first attack counter? Then I just died right here. Oh shit. Oh, that was lucky. Managed to get a Wind Piercer out just at the last second. That one could have ended really badly.
Elamein Castle. It will.
Oh, there's the butcher's weapon. The one we had is better. Just gonna get stamina up to 40. Throwing that Wind Piercer. Now I don't have enough to get kind of a Shadow Bounce.
It will.
I prefer max stamina over rear assault stamina damage increase, so just swap that over. It's fine as it is. Fell back a bit too far there. Right, let's go. Chilling with drink cards. Ooh. Yeah.
Elamein Castle. It will be a
Hero.
to find out how many we've done. Okay, so we've already fought him 6 times. Let's increase the duration of Phantom Sword Dance. No, darn it. Okay, so that was the example of killing him before he even scorched the ground floor. That was good. I've never had that happen before. That was pretty good. Okay, so we're now just waiting for the wrist piece, and the butcher set is waiting for the leg piece, but we don't really care about that just yet. Okay, pick that one up there.
Elamein, he gave the pot. It will.
Just goes to show how much easier certain encounters become when you can reflect things. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I tend to miss reflects more often than I get them right. But when they do go right on a fight, everything changes. So I do encourage you to try and figure out the timings of the enemies and learn to reflect. Just to make things a little bit easier, if you've got reflection and reflection swift, getting the reflect off would be a lot easier, since the amount of time it takes to complete the reflection action, it decreases the amount of time. It decreases the amount of time it takes to complete the reflection action, and helps you get the reflex more easily. You don't have to wait. Well, generally, if you didn't have the reflection swift, then if I didn't have reflection swift, then I would have to engage reflection a lot sooner than I am, and sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes when you see the weapon coming, it's a lot easier to get the reflection off than it is to anticipate when his hand is going to start moving. That's just the difference between the two. Well, I think anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that's what reflection swift would actually helps us do. always find it easier to reflect the hammer than I do the nail. Oh, missed all of those. Oh. Oh, damn. I thought we should go for another attack. On that attack, if you can get a Blink Guard on the very final one, then you can stagger him momentarily. He's over, it's over. It's down. Oh, this is so annoying. I bet it's going to take how many fights to get the wrist guards.
Elamein cast. He gave the path. It will be an honor.
See, I don't mind the grind. I do enjoy fighting this a boss multiple times to try and get the armor, but there is a limit that, you know, if I have to do 15, 20, 25 fights to just get one piece of armor, it gets boring. Oh, damn it. I used the wrong button. Dangerous. I wonder if he glitched and he's not going to throw his nail down. Oh, that was just funny. Did we hit him too hard in the head and he forgot to do his nail attack? Ooh. Yeah, we're taking that one. Stamina recovery rate 2.8%.
Elamein Castle. That's it.
Ooh. Just to check, we should be on 19 of 57 trophies. Where are they? Yeah, okay, so we're at 19 of 57. We picked up the Fallen Guardian trophy from defeating Volbaino. 19, yeah. Okay, I think we're on track. Just me, or has everything turned grainy? Oh shit. Oh crap, this isn't going so well. This is going to be one of those... Oh shit. Maybe heard me taking the piss out of the earlier, which is like... That was this fight is going completely wrong. half my shots there. As you saw, sometimes the fight can just go completely wrong from the beginning. No, don't attack, just heal. Oh, that was a bit touch and go there for a while. Everything started going wrong from from the very start of the fight.
Elamein cast. He gave the. It will.
Go ahead and extract all the lacrima and level up as far as vitality will go with what points we can get. Since we have a few, since we have some piled up.
A creature.
So it'll be a lot more than that. He's very stingy with drops. Did we pick up a skill point? We did. Let's go ahead and put that to max. So I get 40 seconds. No, for 40 seconds after Phantom Sword Dance, the Phantom will rush forward to attack alongside you when you use Howling Blade or Whirlwind. So 40 seconds it's increased to. That's nice. Nah, it can't. There's no way it's going to last for 40 seconds. That's a whole fight. Actually, that's my 15% of level. See that? That was a mid attack. He just took a step back and I couldn't reach him. Yeah, that was that 40 seconds? Because it's over. Couldn't have been 40 seconds. Oh, that's it. I think we've got it. What time are we at? 1 hour 48 minutes. I think we've got the final piece. Yeah, perfect. So that's now all of those pieces. That's still missing the leggings, but it doesn't really matter. We can pick that up later. Excellent.
Elamein cast. He gave
And what's
the path. It will be an honor.
the hero?
Just make sure we didn't miss anything in the crevice. Talk to Duimuk, and then farm Volbaino. Okay. So, let's put the set on. And do you know what? I put a lock on that one. Do I want to keep the Soul Eater set? It's actually really quite low level now. Yeah, it's not going to be very... No, let's get rid of it. We don't need it anymore. Let's make sure it's not there. That. Okay, so with the Fallen Guardian set, we get fire attack increased by 15. Enemy flame damage, so if an enemy is on fire, we deal an additional 15% damage. We get an additional 35% damage if we activate Ruthless, which we don't have at the moment. We might get it. At the moment we don't have it. Here's the important one. Brink Guard grants fire attributes for 10 seconds. So for 10 seconds it will be like using a fire enhancer on the weapon for 10 seconds every time you do a Brink Guard. That is great. I like that because I do a lot of Brink Guarding, especially Brink Guard and Vengeance against enemies, and that just inflicts uses fire damage. At that point we've got an additional 15 damage on fire, and if we do set them aflame, then we'll do 15% more damage against them. That's great. That's going to help out great. The Ruthless damage increase for 15 seconds, max 20 stacks. So I think that's Ruthless will get 1% additional damage for 15 seconds and can stack up to 20%, stack up to 20 times. The time I don't think increases. The time is always 15 seconds, but you can get up to 20% damage. So we'll do that. Just gonna check. Soul Eater set is great. Being able to extend the exhausted state, but going forward I can't. It's up to you guys. If you farm the Soul Eater set, it's at level 33. We can't upgrade it until we do the mission Kaleido, which is in the next zone, the next map. You can augment it at that point and increase its levels, but later on you will pick up additional Soul Eater's gear as you defeat enemies and ended chests, and much later in the game we'll pick up the Soul Eater's recipe as well, so we can craft it at the blacksmith. Going forward, for the level it is at and the additional random attributes that it provides, I don't think it's going to be viable, but if you want to keep it, you go right ahead. I'm going to convert it into Lacrima.
A creature.
Also, the reason I'm keeping, I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, the reason I'm keeping the Butcher set on lock, and every time I get a new piece I will replace the old piece with the new piece, is the Flash Cutter damage increase of 15% and the Howling Blade damage increase of 20%. There are some enemies like Volbaino and Viper who are large enemies, and Whirlwind works great against them. However, for human-sized, well, humans basically, for humans, using Whirlwind doesn't always work well. On the upward motion of the Whirlwind strike, it doesn't always hit them, and it gives them that moment to just recover and get out of the way. So you end up not hitting them with the full Whirlwind, or they just they attack you back instead. So in those cases I switch my skills across. So when I'm fighting human bosses I switch to Howling Blade. When I'm fighting beast bosses, or Viper or massive spiders, we'll switch back to Whirlwind. I'll show you as I do it throughout the videos. So, for now, this brings our episode to an end. Next episode, we'll be doing the 2 side missions. They are called Jar Enthusiast and Night of Tragedy. The only reason these are side missions, and technically speaking, side missions don't need to be done on their own, but Jar Enthusiast the mission itself isn't too big, but we do have to jump from one zone to another to grab the 4, I think, missing Jarlings that we didn't pick up until we spoke to Danjin in Jar Enthusiast. And Night of Tragedy is, again, not a huge mission, but we do come across our first frenzy enemy, and the boss is a copy of Volbaino, but teleports around, so it can get a bit touchy at some point. So I'm just going to do those 2 missions for next episode, and then the episode after that we will tackle Scoffer Cave. With that, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.